Jen Psaki, and I posted this on purpose on X. So if you're not following me on X, please do so. As you can see, we have a page. She comes out and says up here, laws are needed to control social media. This is what kind of Trump's been talking about with, what is it, Section 230, about basically restructuring that. And that would hold basically YouTube and certain platforms that act as publishers to have to basically moderate the content that's on there because they're already doing it. Guys, case in point, remember I had that, do you remember how yesterday we talked about how I had that video removed? They never told me why. They just go, well, you were under the umbrella of conspiracy theories. We went through it together. I showed you the actual receipts, the proof. And I have to take some training, right? Some training. Like that's going to fix anything. They're not even specific. They didn't go, hey, you know what? This is actually the moment that kind of got you in trouble, if that's what you want to call it. They just go, oh, well, there's something that you said there in this 10-minute video that is wrong. So you know what? Rather than tell you what you did wrong, let's go ahead and just put you through this bullshit training and, maybe you'll figure it out. And then on top of that, you can file a claim and see if it goes through. And on top of that, well, life goes on and we'll continue to censor you. So here's Jen Psaki.
Accountability for having disinformation spread, right?
Right.
And as you know well, and I mean, when I got started in Democratic politics, most of it was like local TV ads. That was what it was about. Obviously, national TV, local print. Those local TV is held to a higher standard of accountability than social media platforms in terms of having accurate information on their platforms. That is crazy. And so it is, how does it change? How are people held to account? Laws have to change, and no accountability for.
So the reason why I bring that up is, again, she's talking about laws are needed to control social media. But if you notice, she's talking about laws to control social media with misinformation. Now, there's misinformation and disinformation. People actually get them confused because people just throw terms out left and right all the time, which I understand. Sometimes there's just normal conversation taking place or whatever. Misinformation is when you put information out there on social media, like say the Bald Brad show, that ends up being wrong. And you didn't know at the time of when you gave that information that it was actually wrong. Now, here's the issue. We use a lot of statistics, especially in news and politics and stuff like that. And statistics change all the time. I mean, you could actually have different statistics in the same study, by the way. Well, you can't always keep up to date on every single thing that comes out. So you might not know that a new study came out that basically replaced an old statistic that you gave on the show. Well, they'll deem that as misinformation. Even say maybe even the statistic wasn't all that different. Well, the statistic changed by 4%. Oh my gosh, that's going to change everything. Then there's disinformation. Disinformation is where I'm giving you a bunch of information that I know is wrong because I'm trying to manipulate the audience and I'm trying to craft a narrative. Now, the problem is that you could do that with a study that was designed by the purpose of misinformation and disinformation to change a narrative on a group of people. That's happened in the past before too. Here's the thing. It is not up to the government. It is not up to these bureaucrats. It's not up to these politicians to decide what I can and cannot say. It is not up to them. We have a First Amendment right, and I'm so tired of these politicians, these nut jobs, trying to chisel away at our rights and tell us what we can and can't do all the time. And that's why I'm so excited to see that finally we have people in office that sit there and understand the fact that we're tired of making government bigger. We're tired of having government in our lives. We're tired of having them decide what we can and can't do, creating more laws what we can and can't do. Why don't they just step the back up? And I'm trying to keep careful with my words here, and just leave us all alone and let us live our lives. How about you stop acting like you're our parents and telling us what we can and can't do, and leave us the hell alone for a little bit. It's true. It's all true. Leave me alone. That's what I want.